In our last talks, we are studying about the Visuddhi or purification. And we have finished 2 of the 7 purities. And today's talk will be purity of vision or Diṭṭhi Visuddhi. It is the third of the 7 Visuddhis. As one steps on a flight of stairs, the meditator aspirant should purify his morality or sila. Securing a firm foothold on the ground of morality or sila, one should go on with making effort to purify the mind, Citta Visuddhi. By contemplating on the psychophysical phenomena, the mind no longer wanders and one's attention settles on the objects of mindfulness. As we have explained in our last talk, thus purity of the mind, Citta Visuddhi, is gained through momentary concentration at the instant of noting. When noting becomes comfortable without the mind wandering anywhere, the insight knowledge that distinguishes between mind and metta can be distinguished. Personality belief, Sayādaw, is perceptibly removed. This stage is known as purity of view or Diṭṭhi Visuddhi. 62 kinds of wrong views or Diṭṭhis. But the most common wrong views are 1. Eternity belief or Sasata Diṭṭhi. 2. Annihilation belief or Ucceda Diṭṭhi. And 3 is personality belief or Sakka Diṭṭhi. 1. About the eternity belief or Sasata Diṭṭhi. It is the belief in the existence of a persisting ego entity, soul or personality, existing independently of those physical and mental processes that constitute life, and continuing even after death. Soul never dies, but only the body dies. After dissolution of the present body in this life, soul from the present life goes or escapes to the next life eternally. In actual fact, there is no permanent soul, and when a person dies, one's present mind and matter, that is nama and rupa, they stop and cease for the present life. But what remains is the cause, which are his merits or demerits, volitions or karma, ignorance or avijja, and craving or tanha. If the causes still remain, one's new mind and metta still arises in the new life. Number 2 is the annihilation belief or Ucceda Diṭṭhi. As opposed to eternity belief, it insists on annihilation of mind and metta after death. According to this annihilation belief, the physical body and the soul perish after death. So one can do whatever one likes because there will be no result in good or bad after death, as there is no life in the coming life cycle or samsara. Annihilation belief denies the existence of the other worlds. This also is wrong view. The number 3 is the personality belief or Sakka Diṭṭhi. Out of these 3 wrong views, this is the most important of all, which our meditators should know about thoroughly. Because unless one gets rid of this personality belief, progress in one's meditation will be hindered. Personality belief is nothing but the wrong view or wrong interpretation of the mind and matter or mentality and physicality as individual self or I. This personality belief or Sayādaw can be abandoned or discarded by the meditator, who must practice vipassana bhavana or mindfulness insight meditation until one attains the insight knowledge that discriminates between mind and matter, or consciousness and corporeality. The understanding that there is only mind and matter while noting is what we call purity of vision or Diṭṭhi Visuddhi. For example, while enjoying walking meditation, while noting the walking movement, meditator can distinguish the walking as matter and one's awareness or noting mind as mind. When noting as lifting and putting down, or lifting, moving and putting down, one surely perceives that lifting, moving and putting down is matter and the noting is the mind. Perceiving or knowing in this way is purity of vision, because one can distinguish mind and matter. In sitting meditation, when one is observing the rising and falling of the abdomen, one is able to distinguish the rising and falling movements as separate from the consciousness of the mind. The rising and falling is matter, and the awareness of the movement or the noting is the mind. Similarly with seeing, one distinguishes the eye and the object of sight as matter, and the awareness of seeing as mind. So also with smelling, tasting and touching. While noting the thinking mind or wandering mind, the mind base, mind object, and the noting of the mind object are all mind or mental phenomena or nama. Similarly, while noting on aches and pains and noting of them are mind or nama. Here what really matters is to know or to perceive the object and distinguish it while noting. The insight knowledge thus gained by the meditator through mental development in this way is the insight knowledge based on mental development, and Pali we call Bhavanamaya Jnana. The knowledge gained by reading books or listening to Dhamma talks is knowledge based on learning, and Pali we call Suttamaya Jnana. So also the knowledge which one has acquired through one's own thinking without having learnt from others is knowledge based on thinking, and Pali we call Chintamaya Jnana. But for the meditators, they should acquire knowledge based on mental development through meditation. If one has acquired this knowledge, one is sure to know or experience the nature of the mind and matter even while one is noting. There are only one, the object matter to be noted, and two, the noting mind. Therefore, every time one notes, there arise only mind and matter, no individual self or I, man or woman. At the outset, meditator cultivates the purity of vision in order to see things as they truly are. With one pointed mind, one analyzes and examines this so-called being. This analysis and examination show that one calls the I personality to be a complex compound of mind and matter, which are in a state of constant flux, or arising and passing away. Now his view has become clear and correct as one knows that there is nothing but mind and matter, nama and rupa, Having thus gained a correct view of the real nature of this so-called being, one is free from the false notion of a permanent soul. One's view becomes totally purified. Now, I would like to give you further explanation of this personally belief or Sayādaw. The Pali word Sakaya means a visible, perceivable aggregation of mind and matter. Diṭṭhi means wrong interpretation. Thus, the view of mind and matter, or an aggregation of matter and mind as individual self, I, or sentient being, can be called personally belief or Sayādaw. In conventional usage in worldly life, people do not say mind and matter, nama and rupa, but they have to say this is a man, this is a woman, this is a monk, this is a nun, etc. People call beings individual selves, but these are not real. Now let us ask, if the hair of the head called a man? The answer is no, it is hair. Is the flesh of a man called a man? No, it isn't. Are the organs such as heart, liver, etc. called a man? No, they aren't. Are the bones called a man? No, they aren't. Therefore, if we really look for a so-called man, we cannot find a man, as this is not really existent, but rather it is only a name, or we call Pali and Panyati, according to Buddhist applied psychology, that is Abhidhamma. Therefore, in the worldly usage, man, woman, person and beings are non-existent. They are just Panyati or conventional names or usages. The thing which is real and existent is the nature of mind and matter. One may be asked, is the hair of the head matter or mind? It is matter, material phenomena. Is the flesh of the body matter or mind? It is matter. Are the bones of the body matter or mind? They are matter. Are the organs matter or mind? They are matter also. But is consciousness matter or mind? It is mind. So if you are asked to say the thing which is real and existent, you will say mind and matter really exist. In order to know and understand the Dhamma clearly, one should be able to differentiate the two fields of Dhamma, namely the field of real and absolute, Pali we call Paramattha Dhamma, and the field of unreal and relative, Panyati. According to Lord Buddha, there are in the world only 4 real and absolute realities, namely 1. Mind or citta, 2. Mental factors or accompaniments of the mind, Cittasika, 3. Matter or rupa, and 4. Nibbana, the supreme state of bliss devoid of suffering and decay. The rest are all unreal and relative, in name only, believed to be real through illusion or delusion. But it is desirable to deal with unreal and relative, because according to Lord Buddha, to attain insight knowledge into the ideas which are real and absolute, it is essential to know also what is unreal and relative, or otherwise it will confuse one in distinguishing the real from unreal, and one will be led to chase a mirage or illusion. To fully understand, Lord Buddha has enjoined us to scrutinize and probe into the true nature of things, animate and inanimate, and find for ourselves if they are animately real or unreal. For instance, the terms man, woman, or beast is a mere name, having no substantiality in it. When we come to critically examine it, we find in it only those ideas which fall within the domain of mind and matter, which are only real and substantial. Therefore, so-called man, woman, or beast is nothing but a name or panyati, unreal and relative. And the field of unreal and relative, that is panyati or conventional sense, we can say that there is a human, a monk, a man, a woman, etc. In this field, it is impossible to use words like mind and matter, etc. Let us suppose we are having lunch. At that time, you should not say that if somebody asks, we are eating rice and matter, curry, and curry is matter, the spoon is also matter, the fork is matter too. If you say use this matter to lift this matter and the matter, nobody will understand what we are saying. So we should not use the terms of real and absolute paramattha field and the field of unreal and relative, that is panyati names. When one is in intensive meditation, we must emphasize on this paramattha field, that is real and relative. There is no I, nor he, no man, nor woman, and no person, nor being. That is just mind and matter only and reality. What is evident is that at the moment of seeing, when you are noting seeing, there simultaneously exists the I, the visible object, and the mental faculty of recognizing the vision. The first two, the I and the visual object, are matter, and the seeing consciousness that arises is the mental faculty, that is mind. Thus, at the moment of seeing, what clearly exists are mind and matter, and knowing that there are only mind and matter is to know or understand things as they truly are. Yatha Buddha. Viewing the real and existent mind and matter as my body, my group or aggregates or khanda, and mine, that is wrong view. Almost all Valins or ordinary men have this wrong view of personality belief, Sakaya Diṭṭhi. But noble ones or Ariyas, they do not have, though they have mind and matter. The ignorant man misconceives the five aggregates or groups, namely the body group, the feeling group, the perception group, the mental formation group, and the consciousness group, as I. It is my aggregates, my sentient matter and matter including I. That is the wrong view. In order to abandon or discard all these wrong views, the meditator must contemplate or practice vipassana bhavana or insight meditation until one can distinguish matter and mind as instructed by our Lord Buddha in the Satipatthana Sutta. While doing walking meditation, you have to note left step, right step, or lifting, putting down, lifting, moving, and putting down. While sitting, one is to note all movements involved in arranging one's arms, legs, such as stretching, bending, etc., then do rising and falling of the abdomen. One also is to note while seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching, and thinking, or wandering mind, as these phenomena occur without missing any or whatsoever. Thus, the meditator will distinctly come to realize the simultaneous occurrence in pairs of these psychophysical phenomena while noting. While noting the rising and falling of the abdomen, the form of rising and falling is matter, and the nature of noting or awareness is mind. When noting the sitting and touching, the form of sitting is matter, and the nature of noting or awareness is mind. With seeing, the eye and the sight is matter, and the noting of the sight or awareness is mind. So also with the nose and the smell, the tongue and the taste, the body and the touch. But when noting, thinking or wandering mind, the mind, mental object and noting of them or awareness are both mind or mental fighters. So also with aches and pains, and the noting of them are both mind. Thus, one is able to distinguish mind and matter, one from the other, only when one is contemplating. Reaching that stage, one will not misconceive the aggregates of mind and matter as a living individual, I, my body, and my belonging. Having realized thus as they truly are, one gains the very right vision, purity of vision, and Pali we call Diṭṭhi Visuddhi. By this vision or understanding, personally believe Sayādaw is almost eradicated. But if the meditator goes on noting unremittingly and becomes a noble stream winner, Sotapanna, one has eliminated or uprooted the personally belief Sayādaw entirely. Whosoever attains the stage of noble stream winner, Sotapanna, would be completely disburdened of personally belief, and there shall henceforth be no possibility of being cast into the four lower realms of hopeful states, apaya rebirth. Thus, it is of utmost importance to get oneself rid of this personally belief, Sayādaw, just as our Lord Buddha has said in the Sati Sutta. The Lord Buddha said, with the same urgency and dispatch as someone whose chest has been pierced or impaled with a spear, or whose head is on fire, and a critical condition of life and death, will seek immediate relief from the affliction. The bhikkhu who is mindful, meaning the meditator who is mindful of the perils of the cycles of birth, that is samsara, he said, shall make haste to free oneself from the personally belief or Sayādaw. Warlings or laymen, that is Putthojanas, they may have a lot of duties to do, and they may think it is of utmost importance to pay attention to their duties and obligations than anything else. However, if personally belief is not removed, they may be reborn or exist in the four lower realms of woeful states, apayava. But they are sure to be released from the said four lower realms if they do attain or realize the path of stream winner knowledge, Sotapatti Mega Jnana, which can enable them to abandon or discard the personally belief or Sayādaw completely. So in this very life, our meditators here are fortunate enough to gain this human rebirth, and they have golden opportunity to benefit from Lord Buddha's teaching. It is of utmost importance to get ourselves completely rid of this personally belief or Sayādaw, and to have purity of vision, Diṭṭhi Visuddhi, by contemplating Vipassana Bhavana or mindfulness inside meditation. So to conclude, I wish may all our meditators be able to make effort to observe mindfully every psychophysical phenomena whenever it arises, in order to purify one's view so that one may realize Nibbana, the extinction of all suffering, by the path knowledge, Megha-jnana, which can eradicate the personal belief, Sayādaw, completely. Nibbana sa Paccaya hotu idame punya Yatinang hotu Sukhita hontu nyatayo Imano punya bhagan Sabha satana Dema sa may you all be happy, may you all be healthy.